Before I begin, just a quick reminder. If you're able to come and help with prepping for the rummage sale, it would be greatly appreciated. 9 a.m. every day this week. Now, for today's devotions, we're going to look back at Sunday's gospel lesson from Mark. We'll look at just verses 26 through 29 of chapter 4. This is how they read. And he said, "The kingdom of God is as if a man should scatter seed on the ground. He sleeps and rises night and day, and the seed sprouts and grows. He knows not how. The earth produces by itself first the blade, then the ear, then the full grain in the ear. But when the grain is ripe, at once he puts in the sickle because the harvest has come." Now, I come back to this reading today because in our Sunday school class on Sunday, we talked about this parable quite a bit and just how rich it is in growing our understanding of the kingdom of God. First, take note that the kingdom of God in this parable ripens on its own. That is, there are no artificial or outside influences that make the kingdom come to ripeness apart from its own proper fullness of time. In other words, man cannot make the kingdom come by our own efforts. Only God knows when it's time to put in the sickle. However, man does one thing. He scatters the seed. But that's his only part in this process. And it's the part that God has ordained for man to do. While the growth and health of the kingdom is God's purview alone, He's chosen to use his followers to spread the seed, to spread his word of the kingdom of God come to earth in Jesus Christ alone. In a recent sermon, I mentioned an old legend that says that after Jesus ascended into heaven, the angel Gabriel asked him, "Who is going to carry on your work now?" And Jesus answered, "I have left it to John and Peter and Andrew and the others." Gabriel then asked, "What if they don't do it?" Jesus answered, "I have made no other plans." Now, looking back again in this parable, like we said, the growth and health of the kingdom is for God and for God alone to know. We learn this because while the man scatters the seed, as the parable says, he has no knowledge of how it grows. And when, as it grows, we're told, it does so in an ordered fashion. These are things that man does not know, cannot know, nor has the capacity to know. The science of agriculture has shown us in wonderful detail the stages that Jesus describes of a seed's growth. But science has not the ability to describe why a seed grows in the fashion it does. Only God knows because God designed it that way. So also with God's kingdom. It grows according to his plan and design. It grows according to his timing. And ultimately, only God knows the right time for the second coming of Jesus Christ, who will bring with him the fullness of the kingdom of God for all the world to see. While it's a great and mysterious wonder, let's not forget that God has ordained that we're to scatter the seed of his word. We need not fear if it will grow or how it will happen. Those things are God's to know and do. We get the joy of knowing that he knows. And that is more than enough for us. God's peace be with you in your scattering. Goodbye.